Hi, this video is part of my complete Helm course. The link is in the description of this video, so make sure to give a thumbs up, and if you don't want to miss any updates, subscribe to the channel. That being said, let's get started. Now that we went through the entire process of creating our chart files manually, and we are familiar with that, we can now definitely leverage some help from Helm here so that we don't need to create all the files ourselves. So Helm has a command called Helm create, and we can use that here to create all the files for a new Helm chart. I'm inside of the creating charts directory here. And whenever we use the Helm create command, we can also add the -help here to get some help. Let's have a look at what is printed on the screen. And as you can see here, this is going to create a chart directory along with the common files and directories used in the chart. So all we need to pass here is a path as an argument, and then Helm will create a new Helm chart here, all the files within this directory and populated with some default values. Let's then clear the screen, and we're just gonna say here Helm create, and let's just call this here, let's say backend-app, right? So we already have an Nginx folder here. If we have a look at the files, you will see that we already have an Nginx folder we have used for our Nginx chart. You could also use Nginx v2 or Nginx new, whatever you want to call this here, because this is just important to really create the directory and the respective files. So if we have a look here on the left side, you will see that a new directory has been created, and it has been populated with quite a few files. If we open our chart.yaml, you will see that there is a lot of documentation here, and some of the things are already pre-populated for us. So you can also take your time, go through this. You should now be able to fully understand the different options that are present here. We also have a values.yaml, and you will see that there are already quite a few values that are provided for us. These are all looking like configuration values for pods and respective containers. And if we expand the templates here, you will see that there are lots of files. Right, so if we open the deployment, you will see that we are also leveraging a lot of Go template features here. We are including some shared content that is defined inside of the _helpers.tpl file here. You will see if we scroll down a little bit more, you will find that we have the defined backend-app.selector label. And this is then used here. Let me just fix this here and open the deployment. This is then used here. Now we haven't discussed the include functionality yet. We're going to come back to this in the Go templating deep dive section. So there might be a few things here with Go templating that are not entirely clear. For example, what is happening here. But by the end of the Go templating section that we have just following this section, everything should be 100% clear to you, and you should be able to fully understand everything that is here. As you might imagine by now, I did not start with the Helm create command on purpose, because a lot of the things that are generated here, they do require quite a bit of understanding of Go templating and how it works with Helm. So if I were to just dump all this content on you and say like, hey, just use Helm create and then just pass the directory here, and boom, you get everything working and you get all this Go templating cool stuff, you would probably be able to understand 5% of it, maybe just the Kubernetes things that we have here. But by now you should be able to understand more because you're more familiar with Go template, and you will be able to make better use of whatever is generated here. I understand that there are a few things we still did not discuss, but we will cover all these things. So if something is not clear here, just either have a look online and see how this works, or just go through the contents of the next section and then everything will also become clear to you. That being said, as you can see, the Helm create command, it does generate a lot of content for us, and it does help us a lot with creating our own charts. So I would highly recommend you get started with that, and you take the time to also understand the different Kubernetes components, the different manifests that are automatically populated for us. That's great. So with that said, I just wanted to demonstrate how the Helm create command works and also all the different components that are created with it. Let's then take a short break and come back in the next lecture.